But in retrospect now, was very, very misleading.
Red flags should have been raised when the FDA locked away Pfizer's trial data for 75 years while the vaccines were being rolled out. A US court finally ordered their release, and the initial disclosures are alarming. Alexandra Latipova is one of a group of experts who studied the documents. Among her shocking allegations are these.
Pfizer skipped major categories of safety testing altogether. The toxicity of the COVID-19 vaccine's mRNA active ingredient was never studied. The FDA and Pfizer knew about major toxicities associated with gene therapy class of medicines. The CDC, FDA, and Pfizer lied about vaccine staying in the injection site. My examination of leaked Moderna documents also revealed that vaccine-induced antibody-enhanced disease was identified as a serious risk.
AstraZeneca also met with controversy. In March 2021, its use was temporarily halted in several European countries because of fears of blood clots. In the UK, it is now not recommended for anyone under 40. We asked the DHSC whether they were aware of allegations of inadequate and possibly flawed trial data.
This is not something that DHSC will be responding to.
The pharmaceutical companies have also been reluctant to comment. Scientists prefer to emphasize the 20 million lives they claim to have been saved.
So the suggestion that the vaccine has saved 20 million lives is really, I think, science fiction, not scientific fact, because the study that comes from is a very poor quality observational study. And when you look at a higher quality level of evidence, in fact, even Pfizer's own randomized controlled trial didn't show any reduction in COVID mortality of statistical significance. It showed no reduction in all-cause mortality. So this statement is almost implausible. To be honest, it sounds more like an advert from the drug industry than true science.
With so many questions about the benefits and safety of the vaccines, why were they authorized so quickly by the MHRA? And what exactly is the relationship between the regulators and the companies they regulate? A recent article in the British Medical Journal questioned their independence. The MHRA Chief Executive June Rain insists that safety and independence are vital. But this year she admitted that the agency had changed from watchdog to enabler.
Rules are written on tablets of stone, and there's a lot of policemen in these places that go around factories, find problems with trials, and generally hold things up. We tore up the rule book, and we allowed companies to immediately start juxtaposing not sequential phases of clinical trials, but overlapping, beginning the next one before the previous had been finished.
Doctors, patients, and members of the public must be aware that regulators cannot be trusted to be independent as long as they continue to be captured by industry. You know, recent evidence that's emerged from a BMJ investigation revealed that 86% of the funding of the MHRA comes from the drug industry. And that's a huge conflict of interest.
We asked the MHRA for their observations, but they merely referred us to their official guidance on the safety of COVID vaccines.